studios.
Log on to hear us speaking the facts on current events, family, and finances.
So be sure to log on each week on Wednesday at 7 p.m. to catch Speaking the Facts with Charlie and JR.
What's up, family? We are back. This is, what is this? This is Speaking the Facts.
What day is it?
Yeah, what day is it? What time is it? What planet is it?
Yeah,
this is Speaking the Facts with Charlie and JR. And I am the confused JR. And to my right over there is my lovely co-host and daughter. For those of y'all that might not know, she really is my daughter. Mm-hmm. What's up, Charlie?
Hey, Dad.
How you doing, baby?
I'm doing good. So earlier, y'all, when Dad called me, he's like, hey, I ain't talked to you. I'm like, yes, I'm going to be there tomorrow. He's like, it's today. I was like, oh, yeah, I'll be there today.
Yeah, but she did. I was there tomorrow. No, you're going to be there today. So you were just sharing your confusion with me, huh?
Yeah, I was. That's what I did.
What
I
it
just
was.
shared it.
That's what it was. Before we go any further, because it's not just me, let me go ahead and get a little bit of the housekeeping out of the way. Speaking the Facts with Charlie and JR is brought to you by Kiss Wealth Now, taking care of all, not some, not half, but all of your commercial and residential real estate needs. Tell them how to find Kiss Wealth Now.
Yeah, but how you get to me. So Kiss Wealth Now all together on all social media platforms. My phone number 214-738-4913. And, you know, the market is good and it's a great time to buy. I know everybody says that, but there's money out there to assist you. And it really is a buyer's market. So there's some deals to be had.
And let me go ahead and
buy the damn house. Don't you know?
That's right. That's right. Do it now. No.
Yeah.
But let me toot your horn again. You were found to be number 6 in the state of Texas.
Correct. Out of 3,000.
For getting loans.
Yeah.
You know, both first-time home buyer and second and third-time buyers.
That's right. Yes, all the times.
No.
I want them to come back to me, and it's so cool. So a client that I talked to today, actually she reached out to me yesterday through Facebook, and then we talked briefly, and then we talked again today, but I helped them 5 years ago. So yes, I love getting that repeat business.
How much of your business is repeat?
Not as much as I want it to be, but but it's about right. I mean, people are in a home for about 5 years and they're coming back around. So in between them times, I got to find other people. But I can say I've helped 3 generations of family in my tenure, so it's good.
Yeah. And also the soon to be launched, as soon as I can lift the fog, Kiss Health Now, because your health is your wealth. Without your health, it don't mean nothing to have a whole bunch of money. So
right.
I also want to say hello to our alter ego, the fly guy and the fly girls, and I am. Don't call it a comeback because I've been fly.
All the time.
That's right. That's right. It may have been a well-kept secret for a while, but it's not a comeback.
Right.
And over there we got Fly Money on
That's
the,
right. Kiss now.
And in the back we got Kim, aka This Shit's Fly. What's up, Kim? Hey.
That's right.
We got Taylor over there on the knobs and faders. How you doing today, Taylor?
Good.
Hey, man, we are all right. It is all right. Fantastic, as Kim says.
Mm-hmm.
So, without any further ado, now this gentleman is a returning guest, and I missed him last time, but
yeah, you did.
Yeah, but you can't win them all. I'm here now, and he's here now, so we're gonna make it do what it do.
Yes, sir.
That's right.
So go ahead and introduce our guest, Charlie.
So yeah, we got Mo Gooda here in the house. Mo's Italian Ice. Like, am I saying it right?
More good as Italian ice.
I said it right. Because you were looking at me, I was like, didn't I say it? Look, I was questioning. I was doubting myself. I was like, did I say it right? But you came on before, and then we've got the pleasure of networking together many times. You are a small business and a business that does things from scratch.
Yes.
You definitely are a engineer of your flavors and the ice and textures. And so I don't want to mess it up, but I've had it and I love it. What you're putting out there is great. And I know you're in schools, you do private events. And so I start off with you guys. It's already hot. It's hot today. So how are they going to get in contact with you? And then we're getting to the backstory.
Well, you can get in contact with me. Well, email mainly. It's info, I-N-F-O, at mogooders.com. Info at mogooders.com.
And if y'all call me and say, can I call him? I'll call him and put you on the line. No.
Yeah, I get a ton of phone calls, so I've learned to just put my email address out there. Website is to be announced.
Website
It's
is
in
coming.
production. I was starting it myself, but I've learned to delegate.
Yeah,
you go.
yeah. And I mean, because there's people who can do it
Yes.
and do it well.
Yes, absolutely.
So then, so now, how long you been doing the Italian ice, and how'd you get started? What's the vision?
Well, Mo Gooders was really initially a side hustle. To go back a little further, I retired as a police officer, and I'm originally from Arkansas.
Right.
And I retired as a police officer, and after I got out of college, I went back to college and finished all my education, went to far as I wanted to go. Mm-hmm. And when I moved here, I've always maneuvered around just making extra money. And being in Texas and you being a realtor, this housing market is not like it is in Arkansas.
No, it ain't.
No, I can get for a small garage here, I can have a mansion back in Arkansas for what the cost of a small garage is here. So anyway, I've always wanted to, just be creative.
Right.
I've always been creative. So I started Mo Gooders, but I really looked at this area is big on snow cones. And I got introduced to
is.
some brothers out of Oklahoma. They're no longer in the business, and they kind of gave me some encouragement. And so I did all the training, did all the knowledge, got all everything together, and I wanted to be unique because I'm unique. I believe I'm different. So I didn't want to buy anything and then, represent someone else's brand. So what I did was created my own brand. I have my own recipes. If any person in the audience have ever experienced it, they know that mine is different if they've experienced others, because I stand on mine, that I make my own recipes. I have my own batch freezers and my own machines, and I've sat down and tested everything that I can to make sure that when you taste something in March and you come back in November, it's the same.
The same thing, yeah. You're not getting. Well, what was it? And you probably like, what did you try?
Right. If you ask for pineapple, I'm going all the way down there to get some pineapples off the trees, and I'm bringing them back to make sure that you got fresh pineapples.
So then, do you do, and I don't know why this popped in my head, like flavors of the week, flavor of the month, or
I haven't gotten to that point yet because I'm more in production. I do, and I'm called to come. So I don't have a storefront that I could produce that and then, and actually have that. So what I normally do, if someone calls me, I just give them the list of flavors. And now sometimes I've done events and I've done places like for in March. I can't think of it. I'm sitting over here in the midst of these famous people, and my brain is just shooting me.
I know, right?
Yeah, St.
where-
Patrick's Day. So
Yeah,
what I
yeah.
went in, I created my own green.
Okay.
And it was just a mix of different fruit flavors that created, yellow and blue makes green. So I
Right,
got pineapple juice and I got blueberry juice, and I mixed it together and created green. So I can become creative sometimes. But like a flavor of the week, I don't have it because most time people saying, hey, I need this ordered, and I give them a list of flavors and they pick what they want.
Gotcha. Love it.
Now, Italian ice, do these come both, are they non-alcoholic and alcoholic, or just one or the other? Or
You put me on the spot now. See,
I
on live, it's always non-alcoholic.
Okay.
Because I'm kid-friendly.
Okay.
Now, if you call me off live and we had a discussion and it was something that, because yes, you can have alcohol, it can become, and I have learned how to infuse alcohol in certain parts of it.
Okay.
I don't promote it, but if I'm asked and you want to pay for it, we can possibly work that out. But
Okay.
but I try to stay kid-friendly.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. Well, that sounds good. So Mo's Italian daiquiri. No.
No, not yet, no. No,
I'm
I trademarked my name, and the business was Mo Gooders Italian Ice and Treats, which is trademarked. So
Okay.
it
Well,
won't.
the treat could be that.
It can be. It can be. That's what I said. Off live, we can
Yeah,
have a
yeah.
discussion, and we can see what we can do.
Okay. Okay.
Yes.
Now, as far as, like, do you do pop-ups? Like right now, do you have some things that you kind of have coming up if somebody wants to come out and...
Not at the moment. Pop-ups come in between a lot of times. I just finished Nurse Appreciation Week, Teachers Appreciation Week. I've had quite a few field days, church anniversaries, and some VBSs are coming up, things of that nature. So those are a lot of times are my biggest orders. And I will say now, Monday, I'm traveling all the way to Missouri. My other home it's called Kids Across America. It's a Christian sports camp that I spent many years there. They're having their staff week, and so a lot of the staff remembered me, and they called me out and called me up and say, hey, man, we had some things they call icy juices. They don't even make them anymore. So they wanted a cold treat. So, hey, I'm crossing state lines. I'm going to Missouri,
love
taking
it.
a large
you
order
go.
there.
I
So when I
love
do have pop-ups, I put it on my Instagram page and it attaches to my Facebook page.
Gotcha.
But I do have pop-ups, yes.
Gotcha. So then, I love that. That is so cool. So then maybe if you might need to open up a franchise, you know.
That's in the works. I'm a one-man team. My shoulders and arms and my head hurt. So franchising is in the works in the future. I actually want to start as I increase my production to like thinking about just offer the Italian ice to other vendors.
Right.
Because a lot of times they go to Restaurant Depot, to other places, and in this area, there's not a lot of people that make their own. And they, some people they get theirs shipped in. So I
Yeah.
want to kind of like,
Right.
hey, why not become the person that produces it?
Right. That's so true. So
Yes.
true.
So that's
And
coming.
That very, very, very good. I mean, because I think, a small business is huge, and you can definitely reach with, with even AI.
Yes.
Have you played with AI yet?
I have a song that I created a song that it was a rap song for Mo Gooders. Then I was like, and I did it on AI. So I
Okay.
used it on one of my commercials. And so I started, yes. I mean, answer the question, yes. AI is
Okay.
very interesting. Now, I'm very analog. And I'm walking into the digital age because, again, I have to delegate.
Right.
Because I do everything front door to back door. So, yes, I had a good friend of mine showed me a platform which I do not remember, but it created a song in 30 seconds. And I've used it in a couple of my commercials.
Yeah.
So I'm Harry Husband, and I'm gonna, there's the summertime's coming up, and I'm gonna throw an event, and I want some Italian ice for my guests. So how large of an event can you do?
I've delivered 2,000 at one time,
Okay.
and I've delivered 5 at one time.
Okay.
I consider myself wanting to be the new Burger King of Italian ice. You have it your way. Now, you can't call me 24 hours and say I need 2,000.
Man.
No, sir. You got to give me a week in advance for anything over 500. Because I'm in season, so I keep things in the freezer. So,
Yeah.
because sometimes somebody said, man, I know it's last minute, but I need 100. When do you need it?
Right.
And
Yeah.
then we work that out. But if you
Gotcha.
want, corporates, I've done corporate events in in excess of 1,000, but they had to give me, and pretty much they give you 6. They call you within a couple of months because
Yeah.
they know they want to get on your books. But being that Harry, what you call it, Harry husband,
Harry husband,
the
yeah.
Harry husband, you just like, man, we got a family unit, we need 400. At least 24 to 40 hours, 48
Okay.
hours in advance. I
Okay.
ask the people just to give me that. Sometimes you can call me the day of for 100 or less, then that's fine.
Okay.
But if you want those big orders, because I have to put you in rotation, and I try to make sure that everybody's it fits their timeline and their because again, that's only one van and one man at the moment.
One van and one man.
Yes,
So-
Is that written on the side of your van?
No, not yet, not yet. It's some other words that I may have because I get busy.
Right. So in Arkansas, was slushies popular or Italian ice or?
Not Italian ice. I never tasted Italian ice till I got to Missouri, and it happened to be coming through Oklahoma City. We called them freeze cups.
Right.
This is not that. They just had some Kool-Aid, put it in a styrofoam cup. We went down to the local freeze cup lady, gave her 50 cents, and you kind of like massage it and turn it
Yeah.
upside down and had a good time. And we
Right.
had popsicles.
Right.
I came in contact with Italian ice and for some gentlemen, they're no longer in the business. They were from Philadelphia, but they were housed in Oklahoma City, home in Oklahoma City. And I just happened to go by and I happened to see the place and I tasted it. So fast forward, I didn't want to do snow cones. I didn't want just no shaved ice and coloring. I wanted to be very unique and very different. And so now here we are. I'm going into my 4th season,
Gotcha.
4th full-time season of Mo Gooders, and it has been a tremendous blessing.
Yes,
So
it
so
is.
what is the difference in Italian ice and like a slushie or a snow cone? What's the difference?
Very big
Or
difference.
freeze cut,
Freeze
Or a
cup.
freeze cup?
which
right.
your mama make for you. No.
Right. We poured Kool-Aid and ice in the ice trays
Yeah.
and crumbled it up, and we went to town,
Oh, yeah, there you
killing
go.
our back teeth.
Yep.
Yeah.
The difference is shaved ice is just the name. It's shaved ice. You have in New Orleans they call it a snowball because they're different blades that they can shave it or they put it through a blender and it makes it real fine.
Yeah.
Then they get a syrup and
And
pour
they pour
over
the
it.
syrup over, it, right?
Well, I start with natural fruits the best way that I can. Pineapple, strawberries, and I use purees. And so in the batch freezer, you use puree, water, and sugar. And you mix it, pour it into the batch freezer, and 15, 20 minutes later, it comes out frozen and smooth. And then I put it in a bucket and smooth it over. And then when an order comes in, I scoop it like ice cream. And so the texture is smooth.
Oh,
And
okay.
snow cones, it's crunchy.
Crunchy,
It depends
yeah.
on some certain
Right.
variations of it is smooth. And I've seen it No disrespect to the snow cone people, those that vendors, that you get it and you put that and you powder it up and look big and you walk away 15 steps later, that sun hit it and it's melting.
Yeah.
I've been in the sun and I've had my cup for at least 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Because they're eating it and then it gives, because they're taking the time because it's dense and it takes the time to freeze. I mean, to
Right,
thaw out.
to
in the
thaw out.
snow. Yes.
So then, I know you said sugar earlier, and there's some people out there who don't like sugar or can't have sugar or need to cut back on the sugar. So, are there variations of
Oh,
sugar?
absolutely,
you know?
absolutely. I use stevia sometimes, and there's, but I do offer sugar-free. You have to let me know in advance because in 4 years, I think I've had 4 people ask me for sugar-free. Those that know that they're diabetic, they count their test their blood, and they go ahead and get it anyhow. Some they just can't get it.
Yeah.
They
It's
just
like,
don't get it.
My sugar's low.
I'm going in on
Yeah,
this.
going in.
They put that thing on their phone at their arm and say, "Oh yeah, I'm good. Let me
Yeah,
give
it's
me
my
a cup."
birthday.
And
It's
they
my birthday.
And I tell them, you
Yeah.
are in control of that. This year, I'm going to begin to explore with monk fruit because monk fruit is known not to spike your blood sugar. And I've tasted some some teas and lemonades with monk fruit, and it didn't give me a real bad aftertaste.
Oh,
So
okay.
I'm going to explore with it. I hadn't come out with it yet because I got to order it, and I have to kind of variation of 6 quarts to how much monk fruit per 6 quart, things
Right,
of that
to-
nature.
right, to see how it's
Because
gonna
it's going to
do.
be natural sugars because I use natural fruit.
Yeah, I haven't tried monk fruit, but I know anything with with aspartame. Because even my cousin, he was like, "Oh, this is good," and I was like, "Okay, let me take a sip or two," and my head starts hurting. So, if it's I haven't tried. I don't think I've tried stevia. There's like the blue, the Splenda. There's a pink, blue. There's different
Yeah,
colors.
those is aspartame, and it's.
I can't do that.
I said
aspartame.
stevia real fast, but I'm really trying to process in my mind. I buy it from Walmart, and it comes in a bag, and it's 1 cup per, just like sugar, one cup, like but it's not. It's derived from stevia, but I can't think of the name of it right now.
Right. It's okay.
Swerve. It's called Swerve. Oh, excuse me.
Okay.
Swerve. It's
Well,
Swerve.
look, I suffer from the same
Swerve
thing.
is kind of expensive, but
when we get more
but-
mature in life, we get things. It be right here. It's just getting it out.
Yeah, well, you're young. You're young. You get to that my age, you come on cross on over that threshold. Come on over to Georgia
Well,
River.
I feel like I'm
forget.
there. I was trying to say something earlier today. I'm like, okay, just come out. Like I've been trying to pull it out because I'm like,
Yes.
it's here. I
Yes.
know what it is. It's
Yeah, it's
just
called
getting
Swerve,
it to come
but
out.
it's
Well, see, and for
yeah.
once, because I don't know if I don't know if you know that every almost every show she hits me with an old joke. So for once she hit herself with an old joke.
Right, okay.
Yeah,
I'm sitting here.
yes,
I'm
I
sitting
know.
here. Y'all, I'm sitting here appreciating this like you.
right.
This is a rarity. Kim, are you taking note of this?
She suffers from the same thing.
So
Now, what I tease when I say this, but some people say it's a ritual to have, dessert before dinner, So is that something that you tagline or do you do that to people? Hey, you can have this before your dinner, and
Yes, I say that all the time when I'm at events and I'm vending. They're like, "Oh, let me go and eat first," and I tell them, "Look, get this first, and it's gonna make the meal go down a lot better."
see, there you go.
Gonna make it a lot better. And so I'm from the country, so
Right.
you didn't have. I see people that don't want food to touch. Look, I had to just look away because there's no certain variations of time frame. You got to have this before that because, we grew up, there was always a pound cake, a chocolate cake, and we ate it after dinner. But now I've gotten older and I'm in
Yeah.
we
You
outside.
can have your
You can have
dessert
this.
first.
I think I've gotten it down to the math. It may be 60 to maybe 80 calories per cup.
Oh, that's good.
that's not
You finna
that's
go
not
kill
too
it.
bad.
You finna go eat 1,500 calories worth of fried chicken. So that look.
Well, I mean-
get
Yeah.
that beforehand.
Get that
beforehand.
beforehand,
And,
yeah.
it's a sweet, and you can have sweet
Well, I
and
was gonna say,
savory
you
and
could-
salt at the same
you could
time.
drink a soda and have
Absolutely,
3 times the
absolutely.
calories.
Yeah.
So now, I'm in this business of
Yeah.
selling a product. So
Right, yes.
yeah, come get this first.
Come get that first.
Come
I
get it
love
first.
that.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Well, yes, and the fact that it is actually a natural low calorie, delicacy, if you
Absolutely,
will.
absolutely.
That makes it more attractive to me because I did get to try one, even though I wasn't here
Yes,
when
sir.
you were on the show
Yes,
the last
sir.
time. I did get
Absolutely.
to try one, and delicious.
Thank you. I
Delicious.
appreciate that.
Delicious.
I am one that when I say appreciate it, I truly appreciate because the craft that I had the time of putting into this craft, and I get appreciation from the customers of the flavorings and just the customer service. I truly appreciate because it motivates me to keep going because being an entrepreneur sometimes can, you have good days
And you have bad
and you
days.
have bad
Yeah.
days,
But
and,
you-
Right.
and some in between.
Right.
And so
Well,
hearing these
yeah.
is always motivation to keep going.
Exactly, because I think, me also being self-employed and just kind of looking back over my tenure, I would always tell people, my belief is that you don't work harder for anybody else than you will yourself.
Absolutely.
And so,
I'd quit this if somebody else's job. I'd been quit.
I know, right?
I'd quit this job. Oh, no. I ain't had a Saturday off
You look in the
since
mirror.
wintertime.
You know what? I'm tired of you.
Man, yes, me, myself, and I finna get
Right,
by.
right.
But you're correct. You're 100% correct. I have never, even in law enforcement,
Take this
many
job
hours,
and shove it. No.
Yes. Absolutely.
And so, and that being said, it really does take thick skin, because you're responsible.
Yes.
And you get things coming at you all different directions. But it's very rewarding to know that you didn't give up on yourself, and that's the hardest part, and not to say that anybody who's failed at business gave up, because it takes failure to.
Oh, I failed. Well, I sat on the side of the road in 18-wheeler. I thought, because I've always had a CDL, and I got tested truck driving. I bought a truck, sat on the side of the road for 4 hours, cried like a newborn baby. And then when I got the bill from Freightliner, I left that truck right there at the beginning of COVID. And it had me, look, I got an eviction notice because the bills was coming and that truck was on the side of the road. So I had, that's a stamp of failure, because what I thought, I didn't educate myself enough to know. And so I figured I had the CDL all this long, and I bought the truck, paid. I was waxing off. That truck was shining, going down the road. Right ahead 183, going toward the rail yard. Sat out there. Every time I pass by that now, my eyes get to jumping, because I remember that.
It was so painful.
2019, December 26th, the day after Christmas.
Like, I'm going around the other way.
Some folks were finishing having their second and third of the second after of Christmas dinner. I was on the side of the road.
Well,
so I took some L's. That was a big one.
And you were not by yourself in that. I've met several people that invested, lots of money into a business.
Yes.
And 2 weeks later, COVID hit. And
it wasn't because of COVID. It was just the truck. I just it was just some things involved that I didn't know about, called mechanic.
Oh.
Engine go out.
Yeah.
I think I put 1,100 miles on this truck, and then anyway, we're not here about that. That's that you. I stirred me up.
But about to raise your blood
Yes,
pressure.
I'm telling. I wanted something peaceful. This ice, and
Well, I was going to ask you though.
I love that. Get you some peace.
You said you were always hustling, trying to
Yes,
make
sir.
some extra money. So what made you choose ice as opposed to?
It chose me in the midst of, because now, not here
I like
till I've done a lot. Pre-COVID, I had a DJ business. I still have it, and I was doing weddings, because my gifting, God blessed me to be. I gather people through personality, and so I just and I speak and I talk, and so I just kind of, what can I do? I'm not gonna reinvent the carved wheel, since I retired, and I mentor at the same time, a mentoring program that through my nonprofit, but I wanted, post-COVID, I lost all the contacts. I wasn't doing any more weddings, and I just can't sit still. So I decided to get over, and it's hot. This is some 1885 heat. This is some heat from my ancestors down here. We have
ancestral heat.
Yes, sir. And so, and I kept seeing this, and it just some said do something different, and it came to mind about the Titan Ice, and so I did some research, and so I was doing it on the side because I had a full-time job. I was a case manager and doing a full-time job. The grant ran out, and I was just doing it, and then all of a sudden it came about that I make it. I got to shop for it. I got to unload the truck. I got to make it, scoop it, deliver it, and say hi at the same time. An 8 to 5, a 9 to 5 just was in the way. And so at the time, I was like, I got to do something, and I don't want to let it go.
Right.
And so it became my full-time job, and it has been this way for 3 years now. Heads up down. It's a seasonal. It's March to November. Then I go into. I had a contract in one of the school districts I was mentoring. Well, money. Kind of things happen because it is nonprofit. So things happen, and so I always had another stream of income after the season. But if the Lord say the same, Mo Gooders, when they do that old famous closing of the casket, it's gonna be behind Mo Gooders.
That's right.
I'm in it. I'm not going to start nothing else. I'm too old.
That's right.
Too old for that. And it has been, and again, it's been beneficial. it has a great profit margin when you do it correctly, and with and I'm trying to be frugal and very good stewardship over everything that I do about it.
I love it.
You are being frugal. There,
Yes, sir.
One of my jokes, but it is true at the same time, is that there, in the words of Yoda, there is no try.
Yes, sir.
There is do or not do.
It is.
Yes,
That's correct. That's
know.
correct. I'm sitting here, as I'm talking to you, I'm wondering, I hope that freezer didn't kick off. That breaker didn't jump, and that freezer cut off, because I lose everything in the freezer. So it's constant on my mind.
Right.
And so, but it's a good thing. I'm able to sleep at night.
Have you had something like that occur where?
Yes, sir. The power went out, and I woke up the next morning, didn't know the power had been out throughout the night, and I opened the freezer, and it was all liquid. And I had to order that morning.
Oh.
So I had to do a lot of apologizing.
Yes.
And I got to work, and they got their order the next day.
That's right.
And so took some parameters to make sure that if the power goes out again, I have generators there, and I sleep with a very light eye.
Oh, there you go.
And now that I'm, I'm getting ready to, there's some things you can do. It'll come to your phone when your temperature raises at a certain point.
Oh, okay.
So I'm getting ready to add that to it as well to make sure I do sleep good at night.
You're gonna say, "Wake up, wake up!" No.
No, it'll let you know that, hey, your freezer is above 12 degrees, and I got to get to it. I got to figure it out.
Right. I don't know what movie that was when they didn't close the door, and it's like, "Close the door." Close the door. And she was like, "I said."
No, I know what movie
Yeah.
that was. That was "I'm Gonna Get You Sucker."
Yeah.
When they pulled over Kung Fu Joe, and they tell him to get out of the car, and he opened the door, and it's like, the door is ajar.
Yeah.
The door is ajar.
Yeah.
I said the door is,
If the car could really talk to you.
On today, they can.
Yeah, that's true. That's
They
true.
can today.
They really can. Now, if someone wanted to, have an internship, because there's a lot of young people who may not obviously want to get into your business, but want to learn how to conduct business, and school's about to be out, if there was a young college person watching and just say, hey, I want to work with a small business, I want to give my time, and they get credit for it for school. Like, have you checked into that?
I'm so glad you asked that you made that statement, because I wasn't going to come on your show begging. But yes, I do offer internships. I do offer now. You may call them internships, but I'm always in need of extra help. To scoop 900.
Yeah.
Is corporate tunnel. You hear that clicking? Yeah. I'm old.
Right.
So
right.
and so I have learned to not do it all. So if anyone young person is watching, and young man now, good workers are hard to find. I am a drill sergeant. I'm a retired police officer. I told people what to do for a long time. And I can get a little twisted about, you can't tell me how to scoop my ice.
Right.
And I say that up front. But it's a
Right.
very simple process, and I would be more than happy, because I did offer a young man to say, hey, come back and see me, because there's opportunities for young people that get up and go and that drive about themselves, that I want to be able to help.
Yeah.
And say, hey, take this and go there, but teach them how to get over there with it, and let them be creative with it. But in the
Right.
meantime, let them come inside, see what the business is like. I can put you through scoop school, and you will
I like
save.
that.
I like
I like that scoop.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
He'll have you spinning the scoop on your finger and.
Oh, hey, no, we're not gonna do all that. We got health regulations. You can't be doing all that right there, because you get me put out. Somebody open up a cup and there's something in that cup that's don't belong there. I'm gonna be in trouble.
problem,
But thank you for saying that. But yes, I do. I am open to someone that that's fresh out of college and needs something to do, want to make some extra money. You take a load off of my shoulders, because I'm lifting all the time, and I'm mixing and I'm pouring and all of that whatnot. And I can't do it all. You'll find me behind this machine, passed out for long. So that is, yes. And if someone is interested, email me, info@mogooders.com. Info,
info
at
Mogooders.
Mogoodas, MOGOODAS.com.
Okay.
And for those naysayers.
Taylor, can you put that on? You put it on the screen.
Yeah,
Okay,
for those
she got it. It's
naysayers.
perfect. Thank you.
Mo Gooders is found in the Urban Dictionary. Gooders is
Okay.
a synonym of better. It's a continuation of getting better and better and better and better. So for my culture, I'm Mo, and I'm getting gooder.
That's right.
And my slogan is, it gets more gooder and gooder and gooder and gooder.
I love
And every time someone tastes that ice and they come back and repeat, they come back and I said, just read the slogan. They said, I ain't gonna read it because I already know it's
No,
good.
you already know. It's like gooder and gooder
It's gooder
and
and
gooder.
gooder and gooder and gooder.
It's gooder this time than it was last time.
Absolutely. With that,
And it's more gooder if we have it before dinner.
absolutely. Absolutely. Before dinner. And you know what? You have the choice to have it after dinner if you wanted to.
That's
In
true. Like
between
before,
4
yeah,
a.m.
yeah,
You just
yeah.
reach out to me and say, hey, can I get
4 a.m.
absolutely it's in your
24/7.
freezer. Yes, you purchase it and you
That's
can
right.
have it at all
That's
the time.
right.
That's right.
It's unlimited supply.
There you go.
And like I said, it you know, it's actually a low calorie, natural, delicacy.
Yeah,
so
right.
it-
Sugar is considered low calorie, even though it's not, it's not the best thing to have because we have a history of diabetes and spiked blood sugar. But it's most of my flavors are fruit. Now, a sour apple has a natural. I have a natural natural apple flavoring that is derived from apples, but the base is a base, and I must say this. So that's one, and then now blueberry. They're expensive sometimes, so I use a
Blueberries,
blueberry
yeah.
base. But the strawberries, the mango, all this, it's all fruit. So hey, you
Right.
you good to go.
Well, let me say that you mentioned.
Kim, sorry. Can y'all ever have ice come through for y'all's fun day?
Absolutely, Kim.
She can maybe.
Look at I like her. She
Kim, but we can't
gives the
see
most.
Dad.
She gives the most positive, possibly.
This one.
So, but but you mentioned a minute ago being a drill sergeant, and
In spirit, I've never been in the military.
Well, no, but yes, but in spirit, and I have been in the military, and I was going to say I have, the drill sergeant I had in basic training, and the first sergeant I had when I was permanent party, are two of the men I still respect most in the world,
Yes.
and there's nothing wrong with setting a standard.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? There's nothing wrong with that, and I believe that
Was
that
one of
a
them
lot
major
of the
pain?
was it? See, was that an old joke? Did I miss it?
Was one of your drill sergeants major pain?
Oh yeah, he was at the time he was a major pain.
In the health.
Yes, he was.
In the food, if I may say this, in the food service, you have to have a standard, because if someone takes a cup off and finds a piece of hair in my Italian ice, whoever the employee gets to go get another job. Mo Gooders has to answer for that. Mo has to answer for that. So I have a standard, because not only the premium Italian ice, the quality of you getting it, but it has to meet all safety standards according to the Department of Health and to me.
Yeah.
Because that's important. This is my livelihood, and I'm not gonna let a little young whippersnapper come in there who don't want to be told what to do and just and fingerprint something, and we're not gonna.
I know.
She just loves you
whippersnapper.
saying whippersnapper.
Yeah.
See,
Well, see, we say young whippersnapper. They got a new called YNs.
That's
a new name,
YN, yeah,
YNs now.
YN, yeah,
And you can't. No, we're
yeah.
not gonna have that. But
Yeah.
and hit me on the YN. What is the?
yeah, tell you that off camera.
okay, tell me
yeah,
off camera.
Young.
Young Netherland.
Yes.
Young,
Young
young
person.
Netherlands. Yeah.
Young
Yeah,
person.
yeah.
A young person.
Young knucklehead. Okay.
Oh, absolutely. That's a good one.
Okay, okay.
They're getting out of hand today, but that's
yeah.
another story. But yeah,
Yeah.
but I don't turn them down. Turn hard. Everybody
I think
has a
y'all are
hardcore
unks
shell.
for the young people.
Young.
I'm
Yeah,
he's
y'all-
probably OG.
Oh,
'Cause he's
yeah,
probably-
yeah.
He got a little
OG,
more
yeah.
pepper
Well,
in his,
Okay, yeah, so
in his
yeah,
face. He's probably
Uncle
OG.
OG.
Well, I have, because you said you're old about 6 times, so the curiosity is killing me now. You got to tell me how old you are.
Where I say I'm from.
Arkansas?
I'm from Arkansas.
Arkansas.
We got good field water.
Oh, okay.
76 years old. I know, I'm teasing. I'm 50. Okay. I'm 50 years old.
Oh, okay.
I feel 70 sometimes.
Oh, okay.
This body shook up. I've had many times, I had being a law enforcement officer. I've been on boots on the ground. Let me just say it that way. And so I feel,
Right.
but I mean, it
Where'd
comes with
you
territory.
retire from?
Arkansas.
I mean, what department? I mean, what?
My last stint, actually, my retirement came through a town called Mariana, Arkansas. Mariana
Okay.
Police Department.
Oh,
Yes.
okay. Okay.
I was a police officer there, Forest City, Lee County. I was a school resource officer. So I over the 20 years, I kind of went around. But when I signed them papers, I was at Mariana Police Department. I don't know if they may not even can remember my signature because I was so ready to go. I just.
I'm put a dot.
All right,
I'm
look, I
out.
just scribbled.
Period.
I'm gone.
I'm out.
I'm out. Eyes out.
I love it. Love it.
Right.
Do
Absolutely.
you think? Well, I obviously it is because people can carry weapons. That's at least in Texas. But do you just to divert for a second? Do you think it's vastly different for police officers now than when you
Absolutely. When I was a police officer, marijuana was green. It's all multiple color. Looks like Captain Crunch nowadays. I
were?
dealt
Like,
with,
look like Fruit Loops.
yes, I dealt with powder cocaine on some occasions, crack cocaine, and marijuana. Few times, because we were in a rural area, we didn't have pills. Now here in the metropolitan, outside of, and I know people are going to disagree with me, but during my time, it was a lot of pharmaceutical medicine given to children.
Yeah.
During my time, and now those children are adults, and they're no longer on that medicine, and so now it's uncontrollable, and so now that generation had children. So and now you got a new adaptation of drugs. You got fentanyl. All of that.
Yeah.
So it's definitely, as a police officer today, walking in a true unknown, because you do not know.
Yeah.
You know, my community, it was 15,000 people or less. We knew he was drunk.
Right.
He wasn't popping pills. He had that old corn liquor
Yeah.
from the field.
Literally.
We knew he was drunk.
Yeah.
Or somewhere was high, whatever, it was marijuana. Nowadays, you just do not know.
what it
So
is.
you own heightened awareness. And then a lot of times what we see, unfortunately, today, the law enforcement officer is on something.
Yeah.
Pride, post-bullying, or something
Right.
mistreated, and we coming into the space with aggression to meet an unknown aggression, which creates bomb.
Yes.
Have you known Mo Good's Italian Ice to soothe the savage beast, so to speak?
I sure have. I've encountered a young person just angry. And somebody gave him that ice, and he kind of looked and was eating that thing. Man, this is good. For the few moments he ate that, he was a kid all over again.
Right.
And I don't know what he did after that. When I did that, he came right back
yeah.
to that terror. But I physically saw that. I said, and that motivated me, because that's why I say kid friendly. And then because the personality, when you meet me at my events, it's how may I serve you? And I get to know you because I'm my grandmama's baby. I'm country.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
So I get to have a relationship small with you in a moment, and hand that frozen treat to you, take you back to your childhood
Right.
for
That's
a brief
nice.
moment.
And that's important. Yeah.
Absolutely.
And then after
I can't control after it's gone.
Well, in most cases, good food will bring people together. In most cases, and so
Yes.
that is an added benefit.
Yeah, when I was a law enforcement officer, I never got called to a family dinner. They were eating. I got called to afterwards when the red cup came out after the food was over with. But you're correct.
Right.
Good food, everybody's on good behavior.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
On good behavior.
Yeah, no, it's that's true. I mean, and when you were talking about, the marijuana being all these different colors, I saw this thing yesterday or the day before, and they were talking about now a lot of the weed it has fentanyl on it.
Yeah,
In it. And
yeah.
I don't even know what fentanyl looks like, but
I've seen it in the pill form. The worst thing that I saw back in the days, it was called wet, I believe. They would dip a joint in formaldehyde.
Yeah.
And I was
which
like,
is-
I know y'all crazy, because that's what
Yeah.
they embalm bodies with. Anything to get that high. But I never saw anybody overdose on it. Now with fentanyl, it's sprinkled over cereal, and they just, because you got evil in the world, and they're trying to get at people. So
Right.
I'm careful. I tell me, don't chew bubble gum from behind nobody if you didn't buy it.
For those who may not know, because you said you didn't know what it looked like, fentanyl is a white powder in its natural state. It's a white powder, and that's the problem. Is that it can be made to look like anything.
Yes.
Okay.
Because it and we, of course, the nonprofit I work for, we really push not, and it's unfortunate because when I was a kid, we all went trick or treating and we share each other's candy,
Yeah,
and it would just be
no.
take this, have this, and
Can't trust
you
it
can't
today.
do that anymore.
You cannot trust that
Unfortunately,
today.
you cannot do that anymore.
Right,
You
yeah.
know,
If I check my packages at the grocery store, I take them lids off, the ones you can't take off, and see if that little safety thing, because it's evil everywhere. You just do not know.
yeah, that's true.
So yeah, but fentanyl is, you can't see it, you can't taste it, you can't smell it. So for anybody that is that might be watching and have young children or anything, please encourage them, implore them not to take candy, not to take pills. Don't get a backache and go ask your buddy, because a lot of people that die are in the teenage years because they'll figure, I got a pain, I can just go to my buddy and get something.
Right.
Right, yeah.
And that I keep that in mind. Those
Yeah.
that I have around me, working around me, is because I interview you. I have a couple young people that I know their parents, and so I know if I can walk out of the room with them, they gonna scoop. And so
Right.
now if I don't know you,
Right.
if anyone's watching and is thinking about internship or want a part-time job,
he don't
wanna
know
come
you,
in
he's gonna watch your scoop.
not only watch your scoop, I'm gonna teach you how to scoop what I have, but I'm gonna watch you.
Right,
Because
yes.
if I don't know you, I don't know you.
Right,
And
yeah.
no disrespect, but because of the same
Because
statement.
of it, yeah, because of
somebody wanna,
liability,
you
yeah.
know, because they know this is going to the public. You know, people do crazy stuff today.
Yeah,
you know,
that's true.
I'm not gonna pat you down.
Yet.
No, but yeah, I try to live by the Spirit and ask God to just really help me in that area when someone new comes around, because I know what's going to happen is being in business and you try to scale it and grow it, you're going to have new people around you.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
for sure.
Yes.
Yeah.
So do you have a favorite flavor? Do you have a favorite flavor? Because you had more than
Oh
I
yeah,
had.
yeah. I like the pineapple. I'm like pineapple. I know, and there was a pineapple and the blue flavor.
Blue raspberry.
Yeah, blue raspberry. Yes.
Yeah.
Mhm.
My favorite, I don't make it all the time, but it's my chocolate, because I use natural.
Oh.
Use cocoa, fudge,
Oh.
and I ain't gonna tell you the whole recipe.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And I do, and there's sugar in it, and there's no dairy in it. But you think you'd eaten some we called it. My mind went straight to ice cream from back home called Yarnails. That's country. That's Arkansas. You know, I don't even know if they make Yarnails.
Yeah.
But Bluebell.
I never heard of it.
Yes,
He's
it's
telling
from back
his
home.
age.
It's from back home. I don't even know if they use Yarnails here. But
Taylor, have you heard of Yarnails?
No,
It's too
no.
young.
You got to go a little east. Got to go toward the Mississippi River for that.
Oh, okay.
But Bluebell, honestly, I mean, I love the chocolate. You know, but the lemon is popping because I use
Yeah, lemon
fresh,
was good, too,
I
yeah.
use fresh
Remember
lemons,
that?
lemon juice the best way I can if I don't feel like just squeezing the juice out of a lemon, because it's very refreshing. It's hot outside and it don't bite back.
I love lemon, so I'm gonna have to. I'm just letting the watching and listening public know that I'm going to be ordering something more good.
Absolutely.
Yeah, same here. Cause I'm like, I'm probably gonna ask mine to come with some maybe a little clear fluid with that lemon lime. You know, it'd be like a little martini. Like no,
Yeah.
Now, what you do with it once you get it from me, have your way.
Have your
Just
way.
make sure you do it right.
Well,
Be
no.
responsible.
no, but I would if I were going to do that, I probably would, you know, in the words of Bugs Bunny, you're the doc. You know,
Absolutely,
so
absolutely.
I would probably have you infuse it for me rather than me just haphazardly add it, because I consider your Italian ice a delicacy. I do.
Right.
I've
Oh, yeah, it's
had
so
it,
good.
You know,
Right.
and I wouldn't want to just be careless with it because I want to enjoy the delicacy.
Absolutely. Again, I've had some people that say, "Man, I topped it off with this. Man, it was the bomb." Good for you.
Yeah.
Good
So
for
what do you suggest? You know, what are the things that you've seen or heard people they're topping off with whipped cream, strawberries, you know, whatever?
That one they had the mango and they had an alcohol.
Okay, they infused it.
And they
Okay.
infused their own, which is with. I said, "Hey, thumbs up." But I have, you know, I've seen. I have at a couple events. I have put like on the coconut, and I do my own pina colada. I mix pineapple and I scoop pineapple, scoop coconut together.
Okay.
And then I've put the roasted coconut over top of it at times. And then for the mango, I've done the thyme and the chamoy over it. You can put some candy over it. Just different things. Or actual chunks of fruit. You
Okay.
can make it. You have it your way.
Yeah.
Have it your way.
And you'll
Yeah,
make it their
the
way.
adult Burger
I
King.
will, yeah, to some degree, I
To
will.
some degree,
To
yes.
some degree. Now, if you want me to come and now, you know, we want pineapple chunks on it. You get the pineapple chunks. I'll bring the can and let you open it. And when you open the top, because I seal it,
Yeah.
and then you can sprinkle the pineapple chunks or, you know, even the chocolate. I put additional fudge over the chocolate chips over it. So it's a delicacy
Yeah.
and it's a dessert.
Yeah.
So, all right, businesses out there, you guys want to maybe do something like a team building day?
Absolutely.
You know, a training day, anything, you know.
Anything that you bring people together. Last week, principals got together. I took treats to principals. Staff appreciation, teacher appreciation. I've done.
Even just a you appreciation day.
There you
You
go, there you
appreciate
go.
yourself,
Absolutely.
and you want some
pat
stuff in
yourself
your...
on the shoulder,
Exactly.
because
Yeah.
when you go outside, that sun let us know it's finna get hot.
That's right.
This is almost late May, early June, and it's gonna get warm. Birthday parties, your babies, you know, everybody don't do dairy all the time. That's fine if you do, but if you want an alternative to dairy,
Right.
Italian ice is a treat. I know
See, this
snow
is-
cones
this
is one
is
thing.
the treat, yeah.
You just have a variety of things, and the beauty about me is some snow cone trucks, you got to walk out there to the truck and get that old shaved ice and syrup. I bring it prepackaged to you all the way to the front door through the house until the kids pop the top off, and then they know how to put that and get the getting right there.
So if you're lactose intolerant, then this is your way
Yes,
of...
vegan
yeah.
friendly. This is no dairy, no gluten.
No dairy, no gluten. So
there you go.
yes,
Savory
yeah.
on the stomach
There you
for
go.
these new changed stomachs out here.
Right, exactly. I know. Why is it
Absolutely. And all the health kicks and everything. Look, that cup that you get, whether you get a large cup, by the time you walk from here to over there, you've burned them calories.
Okay.
There's no excuse why you can't enjoy a cold Mo Gooders
Mo
Italian
Gooders.
ice
That's
treat
right.
on any day of the week.
Remember
right.
that there is no excuse
None
why you
whatsoever.
cannot enjoy a Mo Gooders
And I deliver
Italian
in throughout
ice.
the Metroplex. I will say I'm not going to drive from Arlington to Frisco for 5.
Okay.
I do have a minimum of 25 to an order if
Okay.
you go outside of my 10-mile radius.
Okay.
Okay.
Which is reasonable.
Yes.
I think.
Yes.
Yes.
So you'll go to Greenville.
I don't even know what Greenville is, but I'll go. If it got gas and the engine to go, I'll go.
Yes.
So, Charlie, you want to ask Mo? Our producer is telling us that we don't have to
We
go
gotta
home,
go.
but we do have to get the.
Yeah, we have
Oh.
2 minutes. We have 2 minutes.
Oh, wow.
I know,
Time,
right?
I
It went by fast.
Yeah, it did.
Man. It
Good
did.
conversation.
Yes.
Well, I just want to say that, every time I've met you, it's been awesome. You're promoting your business, and that's what it takes. I feel like promoting a business is, I don't know, there's a book out there, it's called The Art of War, and it talks about how you can win a war. And you don't want
Sung Tzu. I'm saying his name wrong, but yes.
Yes. And you can't just hit them one way. You gotta. There's land, there's air, there's sea, and so you're doing that. You're getting out there, and that's how a business is going to be successful. And you have systems in place. That's another way that people are successful. You're on autopilot.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes.
So. Blessings to you. I know you're going to continue to thrive. We're gonna order from you. I'm gonna put my
Yes.
order in today.
Yes.
Off camera, because I might want a little
Infused
something with my
with a
Italian
little
ice.
something.
But
yeah, it's all right. We good. We're
But
good.
you guys definitely reach out. Our platform. We want to promote small businesses. That's what we've been doing, and we are honored that you wanted to come back and talk to us
Absolutely.
and the audience because you're doing good stuff.
Yeah, I
It
thought
gets
about
more gooder, more gooder, more gooder.
Yeah, absolutely. And I want to say before the time runs out, thank you for even providing the platform for not only myself, but for others. You guys are very busy in your personal lives, but you take the time to create a platform to have these meaningful conversations for the listening audience.
thank
and
you.
I appreciate that. It gives me an opportunity to meet other people whom I've never met.
Right.
So I feel like I know your audience just through looking at the screen.
That's true,
So if you
yeah.
see me out, don't pay no never mind to the facial expression because I'm thinking about freezers and ice and sugar and just
Walk
hey.
up
If
to
you
it.
say hey, you were on the podcast, I will extend my loving hand to you and ask you, how may I serve?
yeah, how may
How
I
may I
serve
serve
you? I
you?
love that.
Yes.
How may I serve?
To
you?
be a servant is a blessing.
Yes. So if
Until-
anybody need anything, feel-
Yeah, if you need anything.
if you didn't remember the email address,
Info
info
at Mo Gooders.
reach out to them because they family, so they
That's
know
right.
how to
Got it.
contact me.
info@mogooders.com.
Absolutely.
There you go. Like you said, we will be back next week. Same facts time, same facts channel. Until then, take them home, Charlie.
Yes. Love yourself so you can love somebody else. Just that easy.
It's easy.
That's
Yes,
right.
well,
very
yes,
easy.
Yep. And it is good for the soul.
That's right.
Yes, sir.
See y'all next week. Take
Bye,
care.
you guys.
Hey, this is Charlie.
This is JR.
Host of Speaking the Facts with Charlie and JR. Broadcasting live each week on Wednesday at 7 p.m. from Fishbowl Studios.
Log on to hear us speaking the facts on current events.